Hello my friends, and welcome back to my channel for another tarot card reading all about what do they think about you but won't say. So this is your specific person in mind as always. Get yourself into a receptive mode though to pick your card. We have group 1, group 2, group 3. If you need to know how to pick a card, I have a video for that link down below as always. But once you know, your timestamps for your card pile will be down below. I'll see you at your time. Hello group 1, let's get started with your tarot card reading all about what do they think about you but won't say. So let's lay your cards and see what kind of juice we got. We have golden opportunity to get us started, as well as Capricorn, Uranus, and the 9th house. So right away, I get the feeling like this person really feels like you show them the way, like the opportunities, maybe give them the right judgments, and yeah, like giving them the right judgment calls is also something I'm feeling here. So I feel like this person may feel like you call them out a lot, but to a degree, it's kind of like you're helping them boss up to a better version of themselves. Like with this golden opportunity here, I just feel like you kind of know when to assert yourself and when to hold back and just kind of observe things. And you use that very well to your advantage. And I feel like this person, one of the things that they think about you is, like I said, that you provide them almost with these opportunities because you are clear about where you're coming from and where you're standing in. With Capricorn in 9th house, it's just like this idea of being dutiful to your higher self, like knowing that you have a purpose and really some actions and insights to give to people that are ultimately going to help them, you know, evolve and be better people. I feel like you're the type of people to really understand your place in the world and do exactly what you feel like is being asked of you. And I feel like this person does feel like that for you. Like that's and an energy that you kind of deal with a lot of the time. Now, especially here with Uranus, I feel like this person does probably not share this with you because it normally strikes a chord in them in probably a wrong way. With Uranus here, it's like sudden upsets and shocks and really just kind of off the wall thinking that gets people kind of confused. And with the 9th house here, and especially Capricorn, I mean, this energy is already a little not satisfied with itself. But putting Uranus in there, it's like just not understanding entirely maybe the direction that you're going in. But like I said, this person feels like for some reason, even if they don't really see directly what it is that you're trying to bring them to, they understand that you're trying to bring them towards something. And I think they really like this about you, honestly. Like I said, while it might struck a chord in them, their higher self, I think, is very aware that this is a helpful experience to them. You know, golden opportunity, there's a lot of just freedom I think these people find within your insights and just the way that I think you give the overall picture. You know, you really know how to generalize things to make sense for not only you but for like everybody. You have maybe just really learned some spiritual laws, and like I said, you have some kind of like duty to them that you are happy to share with other people, and I think you do that. And this person they actually kind of like that about you. I think it's something that they definitely can get turned off by, but to a degree, this person feels like you are opening a lot of pathways in their brain almost for new insights to come in and for them to really find the things that they were seeking in the first place. You've opened a lot of doors for this person, or at least they see you as somebody who has done this for them. So they just, they appreciate that. And I think they want to thank you for that too. So we do have more cards to look into. So we have the 3 of Swords in reverse. That's what I was talking about with the whole like not really feeling great about it. Like there's some kind of dis-ease that this person feels, I think, by your ability to kind of direct things and know exactly maybe where you want a conversation to go, or maybe like what I was saying about the generalization, the big picture, like you know what that is and you just kind of do the work for it. But not all the time do I think you consider other people's feelings when you are you know, doing this dutifulness. And sometimes, like I said, that strikes a chord with people in a weird way that they appreciate you, but they can't appreciate you, I think, for your entirety because of this, you know. Something with Capricorn here and like just the energy of Saturn and Father Time even, it's like you're very harsh. You teach people the way though, and it's that duality. It's not like they don't love you or appreciate you, whatever. I think they do actually greatly, but to be able to see that for the depth that it is, when you have that shock and that kind of alignment given to you all the time, it's almost hard for you to really be able to stop and appreciate and, like I said, get to the depth of a connection, honestly, and of a person. If somebody's always striking a chord in you and always making you go deeper in yourself and figure out your own path and direction, to a degree that starts to put you off track of knowing where you're coming from. So I think that is maybe something that this person may deal with you, and they just have to really get a better footing on understanding maybe when things are personal, when they're not. Because I feel like you guys definitely have a very business mind to you. You know how to like I said, you just have a duty to this higher perspective. And because you are aware of that, you're going to do things, I think, that just tick people off at times. And that's what they're not saying, is that maybe how much you just really annoy this person. And I say annoyed just because, like I said, when you strike a chord, especially with the Uranus here, this is the nervous system. This to me is irritating energy because it's unusual. It's why did this happen? So I feel like people may be going along on their day-to-day routines thinking that they know everything, and then all of a sudden you come in with this insight that cuts them right where they really weren't looking to be cut. But you gave them an opportunity to heal themselves and to see themselves in a new light and see the world in a new light. Honestly, this is an overall philosophy that you're seeing change within people with the 9th house here. So I feel like you guys do provide that opportunity, but that does come with a little pain on other people's parts, but probably on yours too. I feel like with this being reversed, I feel like you may be getting the sting from other people a lot of the time, not recognizing that you may be the one initially putting your stinger in somebody else. It's kind of becomes a projection thing at that point if you don't see yourself clearly in this regard for how much power your insights and your grand view of things actually hold. So that's just kind of an interesting little thing, but let's dive more into this. So we have the King of Pentacles in reverse too. Let me just pull out the more. We have our 6 of Cups in reverse as well as Justice. So I do feel like this person may feel a little threatened by your security or just the way that you come off. While you might not actually be as secure, with this being in reverse, I feel like just like anybody else, you have demons to worry about. And even, if it's not actual demons, mental or anything like that, you have financial issues or just physical burdens or just something like that that's doesn't work out to you. Things aren't perfect for you, basically, is the gist here. But I feel like this person at times does feel like you are very secure, and they almost don't like that you won't let your wall down to kind of share with them this more human side of you. I think part of you almost acts like a larger than life figure in the eyes of this person. You're always kind of what I was saying, making those judgment calls. With Justice here, it's you know what you're supposed to do, and you're always in line with karma. You may be somebody that's very aware of karma and maybe likes to be the one almost to give it to people too, is what I'm getting here. So I feel that may be a part of you that I think you don't really see super clearly, because I think you are so well-intended and, like I said, so dutiful to these insights and higher perspectives that you have. But to a degree, it's kind of making it hard for people to actually connect with you and get on that level that they want to with you. But they do feel like you give them so much, though. So it's what's there to complain about? It's really hard to put it into words, these things that I think you're missing out on. Because it's think about this for a second. So we have this card of the King of Pentacles in reverse. King of Pentacles is a very satisfied, happy card. Look at how just abundant this card looks in the upright position. So, there's nothing wrong with that energy, but when it's in reverse, to me, it's almost you're almost so satisfied and almost so unwilling to see where you're penetrating and where you've been penetrated, or even let it happen like that, that it's people can't get you where they want to get you. They can't reach you, on that nice, friendly, almost inner child to inner child type level, I think. And maybe that is something, that's definitely something that's popping up here that they think about you but just won't say. Because it's like I said, how do you tell somebody that it's it's okay to let your guard down? This person, I think, realizes that you know, you are a very serious person, you are a very driven person, you're very rational too. So it's like, how do you explain to somebody who is so rational and so just aware of the right way to do things, quote unquote, you know, how do you explain them the more human side of things, I think is where this person is coming from. They don't necessarily know how to bring you back down to earth and, I don't know, show you where you're kind of blocking your own opportunities too. This person does feel like while you open up the doors for so many people and maybe for yourself on a grand scale, I think on a personal level, things get a little torn up by that same kind of energy and attitude. And this person, you know, they think this, they know that this is a part of you, but like how to talk about this and actually share this information with you, I think is where things get really hard, because they don't know what they're going to get with you. You know, are they going to get this Capricorn energy, you know, the King of Pentacles that's so secure and like I said, doesn't want to be penetrated? Or are they going to get this Uranus energy that is, you know, willing to see the other side and willing to kind of pull out the best solution, I guess, and that could come, you know, through their own you know, realizing their own resistance and kind of making their own breakthroughs. So I think with this energy, it can be really confusing to people, like I said, to know what they're going to get from you. And to even really want to try, honestly, because if you're putting up this front of just kind of knowing the ways so much, it's like people can't really meet you on a level of like connection or real relationships, because you know, you hold this justice energy very well, and like I said, it works really well for you, but to a degree there's almost an inability to like meet people on a human level is the best way I'm going to put this. So I want to pull some more cards for you guys though to dive into maybe a little bit more of why they won't say this to you, or more of what they think as well. But the message is very telling right now, that you guys just really have a very strong energy, and it's almost scary for people to like want to mess with it, because they know that you're very serious about your morals and like your view on the world in general. So let's see, what else we got? All right, so we have the bear, the mouse, and the sun. Oh yeah, that bear really goes to show what I was saying about, you know, being very protective, being almost so proud of your ability to protect yourself and to be, you know, enough on your own. Bears hibernate often, you know, they fill themselves up with all of the things that they need, all the abundance they need, and they have a plan, you know. Bears actually work a lot in advance if you think about it. They have to gather all that food so that they can hibernate all winter long, and I feel like you are much like that. Like I was saying, you have a duty to you, and that often makes you, I think, very successful, but also very intimidating. And this person, like, I think they really want to be able to connect with you, especially with the mouse here. I feel like this person just feels like, I don't know, like they're not able to be seen by you. Having such a big energy of the bear and then this small little mouse, it's like there's such a contrast there of like somebody being almost too big of energy and too serious of energy. So much so that that little mouse energy can't really shine. Kind of like what I was saying, how this person wants to meet you on that connecting level of being able to like meet with your inner child and stuff like that, you know, like really get to know you and your inner self too, but just, you know, just you as yourself, not you as somebody doing something or having any sort of beliefs. And I feel like that's just really where you are focused and where your mind is always headed. And it's like, you know, I think the little details actually mean a lot to this person. And that maybe what they're not saying is they don't know how to tell you, like I said, like that the little things matter to them, that sharing their soul and, you know, feeling almost like they're protected by you in the same way that you're going to kind of tell them how it is, you know, like they want to see both sides of you. They don't want to just see this big serious side of you. They want a part of you that can you know, put down that face a little bit and be vulnerable and soft. You know, this mice energy really does show to me that there is a part of you that this person is aware of that, you know, has vulnerabilities, that has things to work on and things that they're searching for. But I feel like it's just hard for this person to really put a finger on that kind of energy within you, because you might be protective about it, you know? Like I was saying with the whole stinger thing, like you're putting your stinger out on other people thinking that they're going to sting you, but in reality you're stinging them first. So with the sun here though, I do feel like this person really does see you as, like I was saying, a guiding light, somebody who helps them get out of situations, and they have so much respect for you that it's like you know, they're gonna just probably keep quiet about this because they do just see you as somebody that they honor, they respect, they are willing to devote a little bit of themselves, you know, sacrifice a little bit of themselves and maybe what they want out of this connection to follow along, you know, with what you have to say, I think, you know, and keep this relationship going. I think a part of them does, like I said, see that you hold a lot of really good answers and just keen awareness to the direction of not only your life, but just of society in general, and just kind of where things need to be headed in a real moral sense. And this person really enjoys that, but they're not going to say that because you're intimidating to them. Honestly, you have a big energy around you that it's hard to break, and it's hard to feel like, you know, it's hard to feel like you have enough bravery, I think, to combat your bravery. Because, you know, when somebody's brave when you don't even need to be brave, it's intimidating to the regular soft person just trying to connect. And I feel like that's probably what's happening here for you guys. So yeah, group 1, I hope this reading resonated for you guys. And if it did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up. And of course, subscribe to my channel for more content from me. I do offer extra pick a card readings on my Patreon, so check that out if you're interested, as well as private readings, which you can book in my Instagram. So links for that are down below. But otherwise, I will see you guys on a later video. Peace. Hello group 2, let's get started with your pick a card tarot reading all about what do they think about you but won't say. Let's dive in to the juice. First and foremost, we have your oracle card, which says cycles and rhythms. We have trine, Venus, and third house. So right away, I feel like this person may feel like you guys are not currently seeing eye to eye, but this is just a phase of your relationship. I think whatever you guys are currently going through, they understand it is kind of one of those ebb and flow moments of life. And, you know, you can see that with cycles and rhythms here, but as well as trine. And even, you know, with this third house perception, something about just not seeing eye to eye with each other, but knowing that maybe this is something within you that you have to kind of readjust and align with. Same with Venus here, like this, you know, this is relationship energy, but also your personal and individual values and, you know, what you attract based off of those values and your sense of worth and whatnot. So I just feel like this person may just feel like you guys are on 2 different pages right now, but they understand that this is just kind of part of life. And I don't think they'll say that, probably because that's just part of the cycle they're going through right now. I think this person has had to learn how to love themselves and not only love themselves, but I think see themselves worthy of being loved and worthy of kind of getting the affection that they deserved. And, you know, throughout their process of doing that, I think it's been kind of painful to them, but yet similarly, it's been easy. It's kind of like a weird duality I think this person has been dealing with, where they know that they have to move on from things. You know, Venus is very fine with being flighty and moving on to what, you know, gives her the most admiration. But with the third house and trine, cycles and rhythms, something about this feels like it's going to end up coming back around. So be on the lookout for that. I do feel like this person does have some things that they will eventually say to you, but they're not saying it right now because they just don't feel like they really know how to communicate things, I think, appropriately. And this just happens to be a cycle I think this person is going through, or you guys are going through. I think this is more so like just a relationship dynamic that is sort of being tested in a way right now. So let's see more with our cards, what we got. So we have 6 of Swords in reverse. Yeah, so this is like having to move on from something, but not yet doing so. I feel like this person is still trying to realize, I think, the entirety of their worth and of their value. And what they think about you but won't say is that they're trying to like really move away from things that didn't suit them and that weren't working for them anymore. And part of them realizes that maybe something about this dynamic was adding on to that. So part of this flow of them kind of realizing and realigning is going to take some real introspection and pulling away from other people. And this person just is kind of in the midst of doing that, I feel like. So we have the Queen of Cups as well as the Queen of Wands, and then the 3 of Cups in reverse. So yeah, this is kind of funny because I was feeling like, as much as like this feels like a very loving energy, the Three of Cups in reverse, it's almost like you guys aren't where you need to be or where you guys like to be, I feel like. Same with the Six of Swords here in reverse. Something about like the friendship energy of this isn't really hitting right now. So there's definitely some not seeing each other clearly, and especially with these two queens here. These are two very opposite queens. One is very fiery, passionate, and in her element, like doing exactly what she needs to, versus the Queen of Cups, where she's very much traditional, like motherly, nurturing energy that you see. So I feel like there's that kind of dynamic that may be playing right now in your guys' relationship, and that's where it's like that unable to see eye to eye is kind of like coming in. But this is a cycle and rhythm. Like I said, people are understanding, maybe like you guys are both understanding where you're coming from and like how to love yourselves individually. Because I feel like together you guys were able to really probably balance each other out. But after a certain amount of time, you have to realize, like I said, your own worth, your own real potential really as your own person. And I feel like, being Queen's energy, this is really developed over time. This has taken some real cycles and rhythms, like it says here, to get to where it had to be, the stable sense of one person, the stable sense of another person. So getting that together is another step on top of that. So being able to share, two whole people and have them come together as a relationship, while that's your idea of a healthy relationship, is also something hard in itself. And I feel like, this is kind of a battle of two whole people trying to come together, and they finally start realizing that they may not be as whole as they thought they were. That's another thing that's coming to mind here. And so that's probably why they're not saying some things, or why the contact is just kind of weird right now. And they may not be, if you guys are talking, they may not be like super honest about this, but it's just kind of figuring out the dynamic and really how they work within it. And like I said, just really figuring out how you guys can connect. I just have a feeling that you guys aren't connecting in the way that feels the best to you, but it hasn't always been like this. So there's hope to still be there. And I feel like that's why like nobody's really leaving the situation or moving on. They're like kind of going with the flow and taking what they can out of it. And even if it's not like the most happy and joyous of situations, I feel like you guys are still coming more and more clear with yourselves and understanding yourselves. And I think that's kind of a hard thing to admit out loud. Honestly, like, what do they think about you but won't say, is that like it's hard for them to admit that they just see you guys kind of going your separate ways in a way. And they understand that it's just what happens. Like people just fall apart. And this doesn't mean like you guys won't ever get to connect or be on that same level again, but it's just developing. And like I said, it's that idea of two whole people coming together. But you have to know where you're coming from at the same time. You have to really understand yourself and what you're worth. And sometimes that just requires you to take a step back, like I said. So let's pull you guys more cards to figure out what do they think about you but won't say. Because this seems like a very karmic kind of relationship. So like a twin flame, soulmate kind of thing. If you identify with those kind of things, this definitely has that vibe of it, of like there's a lesson to be learned here that people are afraid to learn, I think. We have the Lady come out, as well as the Rod and the Mountain. So kind of what I was already saying with this Mountain and the Rod, it's almost like this person, like you guys definitely had a moment of like reflection, I feel like, that you guys were met with, where you realized that you guys were not coming from the same place, that you weren't the same people anymore, I think is kind of where this boils down to, because we have a people card coming up again here. So I think the Queen of Cups and Queen of Wands thing is really telling, and kind of, I think it's even funnier too that we have the Rod in between those two, I think this shows that you guys were really blocked off by maybe a difficult conversation that you guys had, where, like I said, you did start to realize that you guys were not seeing clearly, you weren't coming from the same places. And this is a lesson though for you guys. And I think that the biggest thing that this person thinks about but doesn't want to say is how much they realize that this is something that they do have to overcome, because you are important to them. It's kind of interesting because we have so much love, but then these cards that are here to kind of give me more details are telling me that there's, on the surface, there's almost like this hate. There's this distrust too, like betrayal, enemy kind of energy here with the mountain. And it's not that I think this person is like innately bad, or like that, you know, they all of a sudden have just become this terrible person when you guys were actually on good terms at one point, because I don't think that's it at all. I think this person, like I said, I feel you guys just didn't see each other clearly at first. So when, you know, the rose-colored glasses come off, you're met with this person that has their own motives. They have their own direction in life. They have their own friends and, you know, things that they care about, basically. And I think that this person, I think they don't want to really tell you how much that this kind of comes up as a conflict for them. I feel like they are really upset, honestly, about you guys not being as close as you were. And I feel like in a way they may feel like it's kind of like battling an enemy to them. Like they know that they have to have a difficult conversation. They know that they have to be poised and really in control of themselves when they do all this, because, you know, you're not, I feel like you're more of the Queen of Wands person where like you're no bullshit and this person's the Queen of Cups, or either way, like honestly, just somebody in this situation is no bullshit and the other person is definitely more like emotional and just ready to, I think, I don't know, like, I feel like everybody wants to talk, but if you're coming from two different places, guys, it's really difficult. Like, this person is super emotional when they communicate, and this person is super confident and sure of themselves. And, like being emotional isn't bad when you communicate, and being sure of yourself isn't good all the time, you know? Like, these are things that need to be balanced and adjusted, and I feel like, you know, with the Venus energy, trine, flow, like, that flow was halted in a way, and you guys had to take that step back. And, you know, what they think about you is that this has definitely caused conflict in them, and they almost worry about you being their enemy because you know a lot about them. I think like that connection that you guys have had, those difficult arguments you've had, maybe you said things that just really struck a chord in them as something they need to look out for. I don't know, like there's definitely something here that really set the balance, like set things off balance, and now this person just doesn't feel safe, but is trying to figure out why. Like, I think that's the biggest thing here, is this person doesn't really understand, because they have so much love for you and they understand that this connection can work. It's like, where did all this discord come from? But, you know, where did all this discord come from? We'll leave it up to the cards because I have an idea, but we'll see. So where did all this discord come from? All right, the snake and rapiers. Okay, so clarifying this with the rapiers, I don't know if I'm saying that right, and the snake, it just really feels like this discord comes from people, like, not really wanting to see eye to eye. Like I said, like, there is definitely this, like, hitting heads energy that I'm seeing here, and this feels like a woman's energy, so, like, very feminine energy of probably being petty. Honestly, I feel like this person may put on like this beautiful front, like, oh, everything's fine, everything's good, but then like they don't agree with you and they don't see eye to eye on you. So when those like harsh moments happen, it's like I was saying, it's almost very telling of like, oh, I gotta be on the lookout for you or something like that. And even if this person, like if this is this person to you or you to them, like it doesn't really matter. Honestly, I feel like you guys probably mirror each other a lot in this regard, and you guys both feel like you have to be on guard about each other for some reason. Like this, it's so funny. This relationship started out being beautiful and like you understanding that there's cycles and rhythms, but now there's like this on guardness that, I mean, it's just colored your cards. So I feel like you guys are really just having to figure out maybe where your defenses fall. Maybe if you know, like where are you trusting people, where are you not? Who are you trusting and who are you not? Why are you doing that? Like these are all things that I think you're really having to figure out because of this connection. And that's kind of like, I don't know, I think that's what they think about you but won't say, is that they think you're somebody that they might have to keep their guard up against. And maybe that wasn't that way in the past. Maybe things were so easy flowing with you guys and you just talked about everything, and then all of a sudden it's just not like that. And there's a reason. There was red flags, I think, that came up for this person. And they're not going to say that because it's like, how do you tell somebody that you feel like they're being snaky, you know? I mean, you can do that a little bit, and like I think that's probably what happened here, is you guys definitely had some tough words, and you know, the two strong personalities came up and stood looking at each other dead in the face. But as you can see here, you know, the Queen of Wands is like looking over there and the Queen of Wands is looking away. Like they're not making eye contact with each other, and I feel like that's kind of where you guys are now. Like you'll be around each other, but it's not like old times anymore. But I have a feeling though, and like what I was gonna say, let's see with this card here. This person's fishy. This person like wants to give you this front almost that like things are great and things are okay and everybody's fine, everybody's friends, but like there's this snaky energy that all of you guys are aware of. And if you don't have that conversation, I don't think you'll be able to really fix the relationship with this person. And I think this is something they won't say to you. I don't think honestly, they're like you. They don't want to have this conversation either. They don't want to like, I don't know, they don't want to like get on that emotional level. They don't want to connect. I mean, they do, but they don't, you know, like there's only so much this person I think is really willing to give here. And a big thing of that is just like not trusting you for whatever reason. Something you said, something you did really just showed this person that they need to be on the lookout and that they might need to move away from this situation. And I don't know, I don't know if they're accurate for that assumption or not. That is, obviously this is a general reading, so this is going to be really up to your best judgment, but I think it is really worth looking at their side of things and seeing what you have done and kind of you standing in yourself, how that has like really actually maybe burdened this relationship a bit. But also how this person, I think, has maybe given you like affections or loves that were false and ended up, they like probably betrayed you or something like that. Because we have betrayal energy here quite a few times. So I feel like something about this too, there's like a third party influence that you see here. So maybe just, I don't know, like there's this other feeling I think that kind of plays in here, and it's like trying to seem like the better. I think like this whole Venus energy really is kind of that third feeling, that third party influence that I'm getting. It may not be another person as much as it is just like this underlying standard or agreement that you guys have between each other that nobody's really willing to talk about. It's kind of like an unspoken agreement. And I think if you guys actually talked about it, you guys are kind of worried that it'll end up in a conflict. And nobody will say this. Nobody's going to be like, I don't want to talk because I'm scared. Like, nobody wants to say that, I feel like, is in this situation. But, you know, there's love here. There's love to be restored here. I think that conversation would be really helpful. But if you don't address the, like, elephant in the room here with all of this, like, enemy energy and betrayal energy that you have been experiencing or they have been experiencing, like, you're not going to be able to see eye to eye. And it's not like it's impossible for this like Queen of Wands and Queen of Cups to get along. That's not the issue at all. It's just about willingness to connect and to, like I said, like figure out how to be your own whole person within a group and within other, you know, within your relationships and whatnot. And I think what do they think about you and won't say is maybe that they don't know how to do this with you. They don't know how to make it work between both of you guys to be yourselves, because there's just a really big feeling that you guys just don't understand each other, or one of you doesn't understand each other. So group 2, I hope this message resonated for you guys and gave you some clarity. If it did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel so I can continue to give you intuitively channeled messages. But I'm gonna skedaddle. So if you were interested in extra pick a card readings, I have them offered on my Patreon, link down below, as well as private readings, which you can book with me on my Instagram, also linked down below. So otherwise, I will see you guys in a later video. Peace. Hello group 3, let's get started with your pick a card reading, all about what do they think about you but won't say. So let's dive in. We have quiet time, Aquarius, Scorpio, Taurus, and Neptune. So right away I hear that this person feels like they think you're better off without them. I feel like you've taken some time maybe away from this person, away from the situation, just away from maybe your usual activities, and really have reflected and probably refined your energy. And you've really probably moved on, I feel like, from this person or really what they were all about to a degree. And I feel like this person just feels like I said, you're better off without them, honestly. And part of them does feel a little hurt almost by this, but at the same time, they see you really grinding and doing what's best for you, and they just feel almost pitied, I feel like, by the loss that they've had, and almost like you aren't coming from the same place. That makes sense. So there's a couple different ways to look at this, from the perspective of a friend, a lover, whatever. So take it as it resonates. But I do feel like this person really felt like you provided them with the stability and almost comfortability that they needed to go after the things that they cared about. And now it's like that has been almost taken away from them with this Neptune here. So I feel like what they think about you but won't say is that they feel like you've almost pulled back from them and taken a little bit of their will with you on the way out. Honestly, that's kind of a funny message, because obviously it's not like you can really do that for somebody necessarily, but to a degree I think this person really was fueled by you and fueled by your energy. And if you're stepping away from them, like I said, it did provide them with a feeling of loss, and maybe like they can't shine on their own, I feel like, too. So this person does not want to say this, though, because it's almost like they're giving up a part of themselves by admitting any of this, Like, they don't want you to think that you're all that in a bag of chips. And I think that's probably what made you not want to be around this person so much, is that they didn't really make you feel valued and like you were really worth what you actually are worth. And there was some cloudiness, I feel like, that you experienced because of that within yourself that wasn't really good for you. And you recognized that and did something with it, and, took the time to really find what it is that was in your soul that was speaking to you and taking you places that, this person almost was neglecting. I feel like this person may have had like gaslighter vibes a little bit, is what I'm getting. That doesn't mean they're full on narcissists or anything like that, but I just feel like this person did, to a degree, probably gaslight you and confuse your own willpower and just your own ability to really excel and flourish in life. And I think a little bit of that has made you withdraw and have to understand your own power. So what do they think about you but won't say? Definitely they feel lost without you, and like they're definitely losing out because of where you are now versus where your connection used to be, I feel like. So we have the Ace of Wands in reverse here, though. So yeah, that's your new beginning. They don't like it. With it in reverse, I don't think they would say this to you necessarily. I don't think they really have the room to say this to you. But it's like, how could they... I feel like that's what I'm hearing here, is like, how could they be upset for you? How could they even say this? Like, how dare they have their feelings, is almost how they feel to themselves. So it's like, that's probably why they won't say it, is because they're not sure of really the longevity of their feelings at the same time either. Maybe the longevity of you. I think a lot of this person probably, they like project qualities of themselves onto you while taking qualities of you and putting them on them, if that makes sense. So like this fixed energy that I'm seeing here with the Scorpio, Aquarius, and Taurus, I feel like they see that more within themselves, and they're like, oh, I've done everything for this person. I'm stable. I'm secure. I'm yada yada yada. But it's like, in reality, you keep pulling out and for yourself. You keep doing things for yourself, and I think making opportunities for yourself that really actually showcase this energy. And this person is like, wait, no, that's mine. And then they're a little upsetty with it. And I feel like I was saying, like, you pulled back your energy and they feel like they lost something because you took other opportunities. You decided that things were better for you. Maybe friends, relationships, something about you just seeing that you were worth better, so you took that opportunity instead. And this person does not like it, but they're not going to tell you that because that makes them look weak. And this person doesn't like looking weak. Honestly, this does have a little bit of like a narcissistic vibe to it. So obviously, general reading, not diagnosing anybody, but if this person is trying to tell you that they're something and you're not, or anything like that, if that's their mindset, there's definitely a red flag to be seen in that energy, just FYI. But we also have the Sun, the King of Cups, and the Two of Cups in reverse. Two of Cups in reverse, you guys, that's what I was feeling. Like, there's a loss of this person being able to get their fill from you. Like, they don't feel full on their own, but they see you as being someone completely full. Like, you have the Sun and the King of Cups here, and that is just the energy of you're being able to fulfill your own cup. You're gleaming with this feeling, There's almost like a self-righteousness to you, but I feel like this is more of them, Like, they think that you're self-righteous, but it's because they're self-righteous and because they don't accept, this more in control side of themselves that can really make things happen through their own habits and whatnot. And like I said, through taking those opportunities and really assessing where you're putting your energy and whatnot. I feel like this person like wants to have the kind of loyalty that you have to certain things, but they don't feel like they have it in them. They don't think that they have what it takes to fulfill their own, you know, inner world, their own inner needs and stuff like that. With the Two of Cups in reverse, this is someone to me that doesn't know how to fulfill their own needs. And while this person may think that you get a lot from them, I feel like they actually get a lot from you. And, you know, they think that they're better off that way, you know, like not getting it from themselves, outsourcing it almost, which is a very business mindset, honestly, with this King of Cups. It's like very practical, and like I said, like, oh, I'm going to outsource my own thing. So this person thinks that they're very in control and have this very, like, the energy of you, honestly, of like this very strong will and really go-getter and being able to actually get it kind of energy. You know, this person, they see that in you, what they want in themselves. And it's not that this person isn't capable of it, it's just that they don't fill their cup enough to do that. They don't take that quiet time away to, you know, tend to their own self and their own needs and wishes and wants and whatnot. Instead, I feel like this person takes every step that they can to almost disprove these things, you know, to disprove why it's worth any of that effort or action. You know, I feel like this person does have a little bit of a childish demeanor to them. So what do they think about you? You know, it's not really that clear because it's so much a projection of them. And I feel like is what's popping up. Like, you guys really have your shit together. You're doing the best for yourself, but I think you do so much for yourself in terms of, like, you know, external, like creating your environment, like making sure your needs met, making sure you're comfortable and stuff like that. But like, I don't think you worry so much about yourself in like a selfish, egotistical way, not like this person does. And I feel like this person won't say that. They like almost enjoy this about you. Like, they enjoy how much that you're willing to take care of them at times and how much that actually benefits them. This is kind of a sinister pile. Now that I'm like reading this out loud, I really don't like the energy of it as much as you'd figure I would with like the sun here. But I feel like this sun energy is more so childish, especially with the Scorpio. It's like showing off the worst parts of yourself and being like, this is power, this is control. But it's like, no, like that's the worst parts of yourself. Like, that's the worst parts of power and control. And I just pulled a clarifying card, and of course it was lightning. So I do feel like this person does feel shocked, honestly, by how much light you radiate, how many opportunities you get, and just basically your, like I said, your ability to power through things and make them happen. You know, it literally shocks them and makes them feel vulnerable and feel like not powerful, honestly. Like, they don't have those. There's a jealousy that I'm seeing here too. I feel like this person, what they think about you but won't say, I feel like they think that your opportunities take away from them being able to have opportunities. Ew, I don't like that energy at all, but that's so true about how they're seeing it, you know? Like, they think that you're making their opportunities go wrong and you're crushing their spirit because you're going after your goals and because you're, you know, strong about it. You have some energy behind the things that you're doing, and I think this person really doesn't like that. Like, they feel like you're I don't know, impeding on their progress. But it's like, honey, what are you doing? Like, besides taking my energy is what I'm hearing. Like, you guys are doing the most, and this person just feels lost without the same kind of success as you. Like, they want to be on that same level playing field here, and I feel like that's just not the case, and they don't like that at all. Let's see. Oops. What else do we got going on here? We have the Lion and Cupid. So there's that egotistical pride energy that I was talking about. This person does seem to have a ruthlessness to them. And maybe just like it's a smothering ruthlessness. Like I said, like this person can't really fill their own cup. So what are they going to do? They're going to smother you with this. This is like a martyrdom kind of situation here that you see. Because like, you know, this is a shock of like you getting good opportunities. And then it's like, the ego comes in the way, and like the sun is also the ego, so you got double ego here showing up, and then you have like this love coming out of this business thing because their cup isn't full. So they're like, hey, like I see you're doing well, like you can fill my cup, right? Like that's literally where this person seems to be coming from. And with this Neptune energy, that's where that martyrdom energy comes in, where it's like this person doesn't see themselves as having that willpower, so they're going to get it from you, and you're going to fuel their inspiration. You're going to fuel their success in their mind, and they're not going to tell you this because obviously they're the ones benefiting from, utilizing you in this way. But I feel like, you know, the more that you've pulled back and really discerned like what you're doing with your time and energy has shown this person that loyalty is not going to be everything forever, you know. Like, while you may have some loyalty to this person or to this relationship or whatever, like that's not enough for you to feel like, you know, you're being satisfied. Because I feel like part of you probably doesn't feel satisfied in this person. And maybe that's why you walked away, and this person can pick up on that. So that's a very interesting thing that I'm picking up too for somebody. But let's see anything else to clarify this message. We have the Rose. Okay, yeah, so this person has intense, like, love for you. I mean, we have 2 love cards here, but there's so much ego behind it that this person almost may be draining you and draining, like, your experiences, your luck, like, that sort of thing, like, your opportunities. Like I said, like, if you have something, this person wants it, and they don't feel good if you have it and they don't, sort of thing. And what do we have? The Eye here. Yes, this person, while I think they love you and I think they want what you have, and I think they're really attracted to your energy, it's like I said, there's such envious, jealous energy that comes with this person that they're not willing to even acknowledge themselves, let alone tell you. Like, they're not going to say this to you because it's like, how in the world do I tell somebody that that they're everything that I'm not without losing that battle? You know what I'm saying? Like, this person does not want to lose a battle. They don't want to be the ones that, you know, get hurt at all, especially with all that ego energy. Hell no. Like, this person wants to be the one who comes out full, and I feel like oftentimes they are the one who is full and successful and has all of the right answers, is how it looks. But like, in reality, you know, that's not the case. And I think, what do they think about you and won't say? You are the key to them. You have all of the answers, all the insights, all the things that this person wants. You have it, and there's no way in hell that they will tell you that, because that would be the death of them. Literally, the coffin. You have the coffin. That would literally be the death of them, for them to admit that they don't have what you have. And like I said, like, that's not even the case. This person has every capability, every, you know, development, like, they're capable of doing it. So it's like, this person really doesn't want you to see how great you are, and wants you to keep filling up their idea of greatness, you know, building up their sense of ego and their confidence too. You know, there's a dark energy, I think, that pulls this person to you, and you really need to be on the lookout for that, because I feel like I was saying, there's a love bombing, smothering energy here of like a narcissist, that just narcissistic tendencies that I think are really telling of, you know, if you flip this energy and look at it as like imitation is like a form of flattery, I feel like that's kind of where this person is coming from. But it's going to take a lot, and sometimes maybe you walking away from this person in order to see truly like how much you are everything that they want, and how you are truly everything and more, and this person actually probably should be giving you more in return. Honestly, that's kind of where everything boils down to. And back of the deck being the ship here, it's like this person is waiting for you to maybe understand that, you know, that's more of a higher self thing. I think this person does want to have an opportunity to give you what they think you need, but at the same time, there's like this weird benefit that they're getting from maybe not like stepping up and being that person that you want them to be all the way. You know, they're getting their ego filled, so why would they step back for them to fill your ego? You know, like, there's something about the balance here that's a little wonky, but when you step back and see that, you know, I think the truth behind this person and their actions, I think that'll probably help this relationship a lot. But what do they think about you and won't say? Like I was saying, this person is very jealous of you. They think that you are everything and more that they want and could be in this lifetime, and it's a loss for them, they feel, if you aren't in their life, and you aren't, and if you aren't able to, like, I don't know, give them this sense of will and courage that they just feel like they can't get anywhere else. So group 3, I hope this message resonated for you guys, and if it did, make sure you give this video a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel. I do have extra pick a card readings offered on my Patreon account, as well as offer personal readings, which you can book with me from my Instagram. So those links will be down below if you are interested. Otherwise, I will see you guys in a later video. Peace.